A judge yesterday sentenced a care worker, Billikisu Olugungi. She's 42 years old, a care worker in the United Kingdom. This is an update. We've covered the story before when she was first caught on camera abusing the elderly, vulnerable man. Now she has been sentenced. The topic and the action of this person continue to cause a lot of debate. A lot of questions are being asked, but more shocking, a lot of people are shocked because they cannot understand why anyone, any human being, would treat another fellow human being the way that this person, Billikisu, was treating that elderly man. Elderly, vulnerable. He's 88 years old with dementia. No one can understand why a care worker would treat this elderly man the way Billikisu did. Good afternoon. Welcome to The Real. This is where you'll get real stories, real experiences of real people, stories of immigrants living in the diaspora. If you're interested in these stories, I would love to have your company. So please subscribe to my channel, share these stories so I can bring you more of them. Because don't forget, knowledge is power and it starts with information. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you will see when I post my next video. So listen to this story of care worker Billikisu, and let me know what you think. So Billikisu, when she arrived in the United Kingdom, this is her first job after she arrived. And she's been doing this job for a while. So she was sent to look after John. John is an 88-year-old grandfather, and he's been described as a loving and caring and funny man. However, life has taken a toll on John. John was suffering from dementia. And what dementia is, it's a neurological condition. It makes you confused. So you don't know one day from the other. You don't know where you are. So John was confused, and he could no longer look after himself. And he was living alone at home. Now John has a son. His name is Chris, and he lives on the other side of London with his wife. And so Chris realized that his dad could no longer look after himself at home. So Chris and his wife decided to move John closer to where they were living so that they could support John at home and keep an eye on him. However, because Chris and his wife, they work full-time, they soon realized that they cannot be with John as much as they would want to. So they decided to get a carer. And I have to say, Chris, John's son, he's a very good person. John has brought him up well. Because a lot of people in this society, in the United Kingdom, it is very common for children to hand over their elderly parents in the care of the government, the care of social services who will put them in a care home. But Chris and his wife decided that we don't want that for my elderly father. We want him to remain at home and live with some dignity. So they employed carers to come in and to assist John, and they also assist when they can. So Chris and his wife would visit John regularly, and sometimes when they go, the carers are there. But they noticed that John would act differently when this carer was around. He would seem more anxious and sometimes more withdrawn. So Chris and his wife started to become suspicious. They knew something was wrong, but they didn't know what. So they decided to discuss it with their friends and family, and they were advised to install CCTV camera in the house. So they did. So on that day, carer Billikisu came to work, not knowing that there were CCTV cameras installed. So she came to work. John was confused. What Billikisu did was to strip the man naked, make him naked. She started shouting at him. She started bullying him, threatening him that she will call the police on him. She was threatening him, saying, I will take you to the doctor and they will give you injection. John was naked and Billikisu left him naked. She didn't do anything. At one point, John fell on the floor. He was on the floor. And Billikisu did not make any attempt to help him up off the floor. She did not show any empathy, no care at all. So when John fell on the floor, what Billikisu did was to call the office. So she called the office and she told them, John is on the floor. What should I do? The office told her to call 999. And 999 is the UK emergency number. So the office told her, call 999, they will come and they will attend to him and they will get him off the floor. Billikisu dragged him up off the floor and threw him in the chair. He was throwing this elderly, vulnerable man like he was throwing a sack of potatoes. There was no empathy, no care, none whatsoever. Sadly, the next day, John became unwell and they had to call the ambulance. So John was admitted to the hospital and sadly he died the day after he was admitted. The autopsy report showed that Billikisu's action was not directly linked to his death. However, John's son has made it very clear that the stress that his father suffered, the indignity that he suffered, may have contributed to his illness and his last few days and hours of life. Billikisu showed no empathy at all, no care. Considering she is a carer, she's supposed to be a carer. She showed no empathy, no care. But when the video was played in court, Billikisu said, I am ashamed of myself watching the video. I am ashamed of what I did. What I did is very wrong and I am very, very sorry. So she was now showing remorse. She was expressing remorse. Is she really remorseful? Or is it just because she was caught? What happened if she wasn't caught on camera? She would continue to do it. Let me just say that if you're a carer working in the United Kingdom and you're watching this video, this is the time for you to challenge your employer. Challenge your manager or the care agency that you're working with. Because some people are saying that Billikisu was set up to fail. Because an 88-year-old man, and listen, there is no excuse for what Billikisu did. But looking after a patient who has dementia, who is living with dementia, is not an easy task. And an 88-year-old gentleman with dementia, he has mobility issues. So in a case where he fell on the floor, there is no one to help her, no equipment. So Billikisu was set up to fail. That's what some people are saying. Because there's no way Billikisu would be able to look after this man on her own. If he fell on the floor, she wouldn't be able to lift him off the floor. She's not supposed to do that anyway. As a carer, you're not supposed to be lifting patients off the floor. You should have equipment. You should be working with others. But sometimes these care companies, they want to cut costs. There are a lot of carers as I speak who are being set up to fail. They are working with a lack of equipment, lack of training, lack of adequate staffing. Care jobs that require 2 people are being done by only 1 person. Because the care companies, the agencies want to cut cost. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is no excuse. Zilch. Zero excuse for how this Billikisu was treating this elderly vulnerable man. No excuse whatsoever. Making the man naked, threatening him that she's going to call the police, threatening him that she's going to take him to the doctor so they give him injection. There is no excuse for this kind of behavior. But some people are saying that the care agencies and the companies need to take some of the responsibility. And that's why I'm saying the care workers need to speak out. And I understand, I really do. I understand that as an immigrant in this country and other countries, you are under a lot of pressure. Care work can be very stressful. The money that is paid is not great, so you have to be working extra shift, extra hours, just to earn enough to take care of your family. And then you're an immigrant. You have pressures from back home. And for those who came on the COS, that's another pressure. That's another level of pressure. Because if you lose that job, you lose your right to stay in the UK. You're looking at deportation. No one wants that. So I understand. So I know it's easier said than done. With all that stacked up against you, it's easier said than done. You would rather just keep quiet and just go to the job that they send you to. But you will realize that if anything goes wrong, you're on your own. You're on your own. Your employer, your agency, they will not support. They will not support you. But regardless of what the situation is, there is no excuse at all for the way Billikisu was treating John. You see, care is this kind of work that you have to be doing it from the heart. Not everyone can be a carer. Not everyone should be a carer. If you don't have compassion, if you don't have empathy, you cannot do it and do it well. But a lot of people are doing it not because they want to do it or they're doing it from the heart, but they're just treating it as just a job. It's a means to an end. I have to pay my bills. I have to complete the hours. If I don't do it, I will be deported. All those things. So there's no care, no compassion coming from it. A lot of these people don't have an ounce of care or compassion in their DNA. And they should not be doing the job. They should not be in care. For anyone watching this video, any carer, or if you know anyone who are into care, who are planning to go into care, to work as a carer, please make sure that you share this video with them so they can learn from Billikisu's mistake and they don't find themselves in any similar situation. Because some people believe that Billikisu was failed by her employer. Like I said, if things go wrong, your employer will not support you. They will throw you under the bus and watch you get run over. The company take no responsibility. In this case, the company is not prosecuted. They are not blamed for anything. They have not lost their license. It is Billikisu who has been found guilty. So make sure you share this video because there are so many things that we can all learn from this. There are so many things that we can all learn from Billikisu's story. So many. So please share this video with anyone that you know who is working in care or planning to work in care. We will all grow old one day. And maybe at a point, we'll need someone to provide care for us. So treat others as you would want to be treated. Treat others as you would want to be treated. Don't forget to share this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel to help me to share more of these stories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.